Hello. Turn that down a little bit. So that's background music. Hello everyone. Right. We're here finally. That was the longest 15 minutes of my life. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, we're here. First Danganronpa multiplayer dev stream. We made it, boys. Alright, so we'll probably start with just giving you a quick rundown of what you can expect us to go over. I'll give you a quick rundown of what the game idea is, what the current state of the game is, and then I'll go over quickly what we're going to go over in today's dev stream, and then we will then get into it, I guess. Alright, so for those of you who didn't see my original Reddit thread, Danganronpa multiplayer, it's pretty much a fan-made game. It's not officially supported by Spike, Chunsoft, NIS America, or anybody else affiliated with Danganronpa. And pretty much it's designed to give people like the Danganronpa experience, but with multiplayer, so they can play with your friends. As you can see from my poorly, very rushed done picture I have on screen at the moment. The idea is how you can do stuff. You can enhance your stats, so you can become stronger. You can become wise. You can focus on your being stronger when you're defending as opposed to attacking. And you also have need to take care of like your happiness, sanity, stuff like that. And there's all these different things that will come into it, and then obviously in typical Danganronpa fashion, killing is involved, and when a murder happens, just like in Danganronpa, you pretty much will then transition into the class trial. And the class trial is where the real meat of the game is. That's what's taken me the longest to do. Need to stop. I just auto-typed down my script. Right. So the current state of the game is, right now it is a bunch of concepts. I do have some in-engine stuff I can show off today, which is just basically some of the map and one trial grounds I'm kind of experimenting with. And just to clarify, everything shown is a work in progress. It is likely that some things will change or could even be pulled from the game during any stage in the development process, and just want everybody to be aware that nothing I say in this dev stream is likely to be in a build at all in any stage of time. Alright. So I guess what we're going to be going over with, we're going to go over the map first, the first map I'll be implementing into the game. We'll go over some of the rooms you can do, ideas for other maps I've had, and I'll answer some questions about the map if you guys have any questions. I'll go over like the rules, because you know that Danganronpa had like the rules where had the stuff, things like Danganronpa 1 had you can't water in the boys' rooms would be, you can't use water at night, and only the girls' rooms has locks. It's gonna be things like that, as long as just some basic rules that you can use in the game. It'll be the regular life, which is player needs, things you can do, and something I'm calling the talent rooms. Then we'll go over to killing / investigation. It's probably the weakest part of the game at the moment for my concepts, because of it's kind of I'm trying to do balancing as well in my head. As I concept out, so I don't end up with something that's extremely overpowered that pretty much requires a whole reconcept. Then we're going to go into the trials. I have one work in progress trial ground to show you guys on stream right here today. And pretty much we're going to be going over a few of the trial minigames I'll be incorporating. I believe there's two trial minigames I incorporated from the main game, and there is one which is kind of a spin-off from the non-stop debate, which is an original idea from me. And then we're going to be talking about executions, character customization, and then a very quick look into music, because I haven't done much on that part yet. Right. So we'll probably start off with the rules, because I forgot to get Unreal Engine loaded up first so I can show you guys the in-development part. And let me get that up. So these are the rules you can expect to see. These are the rules that I'm planning out for the first mode, which is the mutual killing game. Something I forgot to say, we will be going into the future of the game, like what you can expect in the later stages of the game's development. So here we have pretty much it's every phase every phase will start off with an exploration phase, is what I'm calling it. That's pretty much a phase where you can't kill people. It's kind of like, you know, in Danganronpa 1, in the Danganronpa games, when a new area opens up, they go and explore it. Pretty much it's meant to have a similar feel to that, but as you're obviously in Danganronpa 1 and 2, it's all scripted, so nobody dies anyway, but it's something that will be enforced in this version of the game. So we have rules like no destroying any structural parts of the mansion, which is, it's just pretty much because of how the physics system, how a damage system is going to work, based on which will become part of the evidence system. You will be able to damage you'll be able to break through you'll be able to sort of like dent stuff in that, and I am planning that eventually there may be a phase where you can structurally destroy the mansion in parts. However, that's not in, I don't want to plan that, I don't want to confirm that yet. So things like not entering other people's bedrooms, which is something that occurs in phase 1 and 2, and then you kind of go on through the rest of it here. So then you can enter them through other stages. Then you can, there'll be no breaking into rooms at all during any stage of the game, because there will be locked rooms and stuff. And there are like talent rooms and stuff. I forgot to loop that, there we go. So then, I lost my train of thought, sorry. So then you'll know moving further child rooms. This is because there may be parts that taller people may be able to reach that shorter characters can't reach. That will be that will be an element that's not decided by character customization. It will be an element that's purely based on like RNG of what height character you'll be. No taking chemical substance out of the chem lab. This is I completely forgot to say, this is the rules I've set out for the mansion. Then we have the chem lab, which is in a talent room in particular. At the moment, at least, it could be turned into a talent room in the future. But pretty much until like the 4th kill, that room's going to be locked anyway, so you can't access it. And parts required to enter a talent room of speciality. This is something I am planning out so that you can. Pretty much the idea of all these rules is that I'm trying to give you ideas for your murders, pretty much. Pretty much that's the way it is. Giving you different ways to like go around doing your murders, things to restrict you, things that you can use to sort of hide the fact it was you. Still really good things like that. Hopefully these rules, I'm quite happy with them at the moment, but I'm not 100% sure if I will keep it this way. Now this, no access to no walled areas. This is things like balconies and stuff. You will see why when I go through the ways of killing. That rule's there. Then there'll be no use no pass exit to opposite gender changing rooms. Oh god. Right. Hey CH streams, how you doing? Right. So then we got things like rules on where you can store your stuff, because obviously we'll be able to interact with the world. There'll be stuff you can take, stuff you can't take, weapons, gadgets, investigation tools, and there will also be cameras monitoring during certain times that the players will be able to access the footage of. And that pretty much pretty much limits it there. And Unreal Engine's just loading up now. Just give it a second. Alright, sorry if I'm seem a bit flustered. The first time I'm doing this kind of thing, so I'm a little bit nervous, but Unreal Engine's loaded. No, I should just made that capture in my display. No, I'll just do another window. Minimize that. Right, so this is script or just blueprints. Hey, nice fun girl. How you doing? I'll be doing a bit of scripting. I think I'm still kind of learning Unreal Engine as I go here. I'm pretty much new to the entire thing. It's just like a fun project I thought I'd do for myself. Right. So this is the very work in progress version of the mansion. It's all no particular models. no models in particular yet. It's all kind of just, I'm just trying to get a rough idea for how I want it. So here we have it. Obviously this is meant to be mansion, so we got like the pillars here, nice little front staircase. Surrounding land, that's probably going to change because it looks ugly as hell. Pretty much you'd walk through the front doors, and the idea is for there to be an outside as well. By the way, there will be stuff you can do outside. There'll be like pool and stuff since this is a mansion. Pretty much we're looking here, you have like 2 staircases. I think idea is for this to be like a kitchen area, dining area that leads into a kitchen, something like that. This is meant to be a gym. This is meant to be a gym kind of thing that then leads to an indoor swimming pool. There would be changing rooms linking into that as well. And this would lead into a corridor that branches off into more rooms. This door here. CH streams, that's going to be a little bit out because obviously it's all, this is very early concept stuff. I wanted to get into concepts. I'll just give you a quick insight into like what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I want to get all my concepts done because I've tried working on a couple of games before, but I'd end up like reaching a creative block, and at that point I just like lose all motivation because I can't think of how to do it. So I spent like 4 or 5 months working like in my free time working. It helps if I transition the scene across, doesn't it? And why isn't that? Oh, it's not minimizing. Get out of here. Get out of the browser. Hang on, the scene's bugged out. Hang on, give me a minute, guys. Sorry, technical issues. Oh, fuck. We'll just go display capture. I don't have anything to hide. Alright, fade. Sorry, my bad, guys. Oh, right. So I'll start from the beginning then, since I'm a dum-dum when it comes to this. So here we have, this is obviously very work in progress, not the final version whatsoever. It's literally just me messing around with some ideas, trying to get a good idea for how I want the mansion to look. So here you would have the front entrance. Alright, so pretty much the idea is that there'll be like a pool around the side. There'll be a bunch of stuff you can do outside. I don't know if that'll be in the initial alpha version I'll be putting out. It's probably depends on how long it takes me to get like the actual mechanical mechanics coded. So pretty much here you have the front entrance, and then you have this little main hall bit. There'll probably be a chandelier or something since it's meant to be a posh mansion. Pretty much on this door on the right, this is meant to be a dining hall. This will be a dining hall / kitchen area. And to the left here, this would be a gym. This would be a gym in there, so you can expect like gym equipment, punching bags, and this will help you raise your stats. So you can, this will help you raise your like strength stats, so that you can do like do more damage to someone if you try and kill them. The dining hall, that will be because you will have the food. I'm kind of a bit reluctant on how strict to make the food system, so it'll probably take a lot of tweaking to get to a nice place where you don't have. I don't want it to be like the fact that you don't have to eat for like 5 days in advance, but I don't want it to feel like a chore where you have to eat like every like 5 minutes. It's going to be something that will take a bit of time to balance out. And there'll be a kitchen over here because I'll go over the character. When I go over character customization, I'll do traits as well. So you will because every character is going to have traits. They're going to have their the supreme talents, as I'm calling it, the super high school level talents or anything. So up here, this is where the talent rooms would be off. Actually, no, I think talent rooms are going to be down here, off this corridor here. Maybe some more talent rooms up here because I don't want to make their house excessively big. There'll be some rooms off the side here, maybe a computer room out here, AV room over there. And that's pretty much it for now. I don't have too much working on this because I did only start working on this project recently. I did only just start working on the actual engine stuff recently, so it's all still a bit up in the air, you know. Still trying to figure out how I want it. Yeah, let me just check what I was meant to do. So in regular life, kind of already gone over that. you player needs, you'll have things like tiredness. Oh, music's I'm gonna go over right towards the end of the streams. If you want to hang out, wait out to then. It's not something, just to give a quick answer, it's not something I've considered yet. I'll probably try and do it myself though. By this point, I'm trying to get the game finished itself before I do on music, because I know the music is a major part. I want to be able to focus on that to get the correct atmosphere for the game. Because as you can probably tell by the fact I've got a Danganronpa soundtrack playing on the background, I am a huge fan of the Danganronpa soundtrack. It is an absolute amazing soundtrack, and I don't want to let people down on the music side with a sort of subpar soundtrack. Because the Danganronpa soundtrack, it does absolutely amazing things. I'll probably go into a little bit of detail, like stuff I've learned from stuff I've identified from the soundtrack, when I go over music properly. So in daily life, that'll be stuff. You'll have stats like tiredness. You'll need to be social, which will vary depending on what character traits you end up with. And the talent rooms, there'll be stuff like talent rooms. I'll probably go over because it'll be. Right now, I'm still trying to come up with talent ideas. So in killing / investigation, right? If I need to turn off that. Hang on, let me. I've got too many windows open. Jesus. Alright, right. Design, UI prototype. So before I open these up, please don't hate me for how poor these UI prototypes are. They are literally there for me to get a rough idea of how I want it to look and like what information I need on there. Yeah, CH streams, same here. Literally, if I'm doing something, like even at college, like if I'm just working on assignments at college, I'll just chuck on the Danganronpa music for my headphones. So like, don't hate me for these, please. They are very rough. So pretty much the first one I have is the stabbing thing. This is probably the most thing that's going to change the most. Right now, I don't know if any of you have heard of Osu, played it. It's pretty much just going to be a system like that, where pretty much you with stamina and attacker. Hang on, I can't remember which way. I completely forgot which way I was going to do this. My mind's blanking so much. What have been Oh yeah, so the killer starts ahead, and they will they will pretty much plop these down for the victim, and they have to dodge at the right times. They will have to dodge at the right times, and then if they do, then they'll get a little bit of progress on this bar. And if they miss it, they'll take a hit to their health. And pretty much then this will mean that if the victim escapes a certain amount, like if they get up to this bar, they can escape with a stun, and they can escape and they'll stun the killer or they'll stun their attacker for a bit. But then if they carry on to the full bar, they can retaliate and take their weapon off them. Obviously, it's a bit of a high risk, high reward. You're risking taking more damage, but you're having a chance to take the weapon off your attacker. Obviously, this is like something that's going to need a lot of balancing done for it. It's going to take a little bit to get right. Right. And right now, this is the other killing method I have at the moment. Please don't hate me. This UI is just horrible. I couldn't really think of much. This is pretty much like this is pretty much like if you get someone's trying to push you off the edge. Now, look at the rules. No access to the water areas. This is pretty much why, because you can push people like off a balcony, like make them fall down two stories or something like that, and obviously that would kill them or seriously injure them, and then you can go in and finish them off. It's just pretty much like you spam space. It's gonna be one of those things. I'll probably think of a better way to do this, but at the moment this is the current idea. I'm glad to hear you like it. Nice fun pun, girl. Right, investigation. This is where stuff gets spicy. This is where most of my time has gone into. So this is core concepts for the evidence system I've got going at the moment. It's quite a complex system. It's going to be pretty much artificial intelligence because it needs to. Right, so stabbing someone, it will do it will make blood appear on the ground around where the fight's happening. Blades, if somebody misses an attack, it has a chance to make a cut mark in the surrounding area. So say there's a pillow nearby, it will stab that and it will like create a, or sort of like stab into it, you know, have the insides come out a bit, you know, that kind of thing. Punching based on person's strength, that will dent in nearby material if they miss. Based on the strength, depends on how big the dent is, how obvious the dent is, if the dent happens at all. And pushing someone away, it can knock. That will be able to knock nearby items such as a plant pot on a table. It will generate sound and move the thing onto the ground and break the plant pot if needed. And when all these events happen, it will pretty much be picked up by the evidence systems AI, and that will be added to potential evidence for a trial. Now this is going to lead into the alibi debate. This is in the original trial feature I added in ages ago. Because in Danganronpa, like, they just have the alibis presented in the they have the alibis presented just in regular non-stop debates. I couldn't really think of a way I could do that in a multiplayer scenario, so I've created this entire new debate system for it. We'll go over more into the actual debate side of it when we go into the trials. So pretty much there'll be an alibi section as well where it will track people's locations and keep track of where they can use the alibis. This will come with a live feature. I know I originally said in my original Reddit post, I said I wasn't going to do I wasn't going to initially put in a live feature, but I've kind of thought about it more. I've come up with some better ideas of how it could be used, and I'm thinking that live will definitely be able to be something I can achieve more easily than I originally thought. Things being taken from the map will have all their movements tracked, and now these will be able to be used as evidence. So say take the Danganronpa 1 case, the first case from Danganronpa 1, you know, with Sayaka and Leon. Pretty much you will then be able to, pretty much that happening, like, you know, Sayaka took the knife, it will track when it got taken, and people can use like their accounts, their alibis, can use their accounts as well to identify that was there and then it went missing, and then they can use their alibis in coordination with that to say that, oh, there was someone who went in there, and then when they came out, they went in there and they came out, and when we went back in there the knife was gone, something like that. And these will all be all tried to use as evidence, and once the killing has taken place, anything that the killer nor the victim interacted with or used without the killer or the victim being nearby, all that tracking will be deleted. That's just kind of an optimization from an optimization standpoint. Or pretty much AI will know everything that happens, and obviously because it's part of the game, and it will just try and be aware, and it'll be managing all of the, or we'll just pretty much be managing everything to do with evidence. Version 2 of this system will attempt to create, pretty much at the moment, the initial version of the system is going to be very, sort of, the players have to be very hands-on with it. They'll have to create their own arguments. I'd like to see it streams. That'd be really cool. Hang on, I'll send you my personal Twitter. So the version 1 of the system is going to be very hands-on from the player's point of view. It's going to be very hands-on from the player's point of view, because of I need to like create an AI that kind of auto-generates the stuff, and that's going to take ages, and I don't want to delay the initial versions of the game just for it to be automated. So pretty much version 1 of the system is going to be very hands-on. You choose your evidence that backs it up. You'll pretty much choose your truth bullet, your evidence, stuff like that, and then you will create the argument for it in, say, a non-stop debate, and then pretty much the trial leader, which I'll go over. I think it's better if we actually move on to the trials now, because this is, I'm trying to talk about the evidence only, but evidence and trials goes hand in hand. So I think we will go over, and we'll go back into Unreal Engine, and I'll show you a sort of idea for a trial grounds I had it. I've had a few people like say it's a stupid idea. So this is the initial trial ground so far. This is my first trial ground I'm kind of liking. It's a more simplistic design, but pretty much the idea is that these 3 pillars in the middle, they won't be there always. Pretty much the idea is to have like a sort of dynamic placement. So like everybody would start on one of these podiums, and then pretty much like, and the idea is that there'll be cameras for everyone, and this is where the trial leader will go. Now I'll explain the trial leader role. Pretty much because of the first version of the game is going to be really basic. I won't be able to have an automated AI doing it for the initial alpha version. So pretty much the trial leader is going to be sort of leading the design. He'll be leading the trial pretty much. He'll decide like if an evidence contradicts one bit of evidence, and then because right now, once the AI is in place, the first version of the AI, the trial leader will still be a thing, but he'll just confirm what the AI thinks, and if he's wrong, then he can override what the AI said. Hey, Coach Alain. I'm probably just butchered your name really hard. So like the trial leader, he decides he's pretty much the final word. He would be randomly picked from all of the innocents. He will be selected from one of the innocents, so you will always guarantee that the trial leader is an innocent. So he will never be able to be voted against. And so pretty much, I should explain what these middle pillars are for. So now that the trial leader decided, so one thing, so the initial features that will be deciding. So the idea is that pretty much this is going to be I'm going to have like, you know, has any of you played V3, and if you watched the gameplay of V3, you'll know that they have like a dynamic sort of placement where like the person who's currently thought to be the killer would be moved into the middle, things like that. I'm trying to use that idea because I'm going to be honest, I did spoil the first chapter for myself. I hate myself for it. I watched a English translation of the Japanese V3 first chapter, and I hate myself for it now. And like I really like the idea, so that this for instance, this is where the supposed the person who's expected to be the victim, the culprit would be. And then this is then also the two surrounding it. So like these won't be here all the time. These will be. So these won't be here all the time. They'll only appear when they're used. Yeah, the prime suspect. And like these two on the side here, these will be used for a rebuttal showdown. And yes, rebuttal showdowns are going to be in the game. I've came up with a good enough idea that I'm happy with it. They'll be in the first initial alpha version. And pretty much the two people in rebuttal showdown, they'll get moved onto these two side pillars over here. So like one person will be over here, one person will be over here. And like I'm considering doing like a thing, but like, they rotate round the side, but that probably won't be an initial thing. It'll be a little quality of life aspect I add in, just to make it a little bit more intense. So like they're spinning round. So I mean that pretty much leaves it for the trial design. I like the really simplistic idea. I'll add some stuff into the background because right now it's kind of name for this was, I did have a name for it and then I hated myself for the name like the morning after I thought of it because I thought that is so cringy. But it was like Pillars of Despair because of like darkness and stuff, and I just that's a lie from when I was working down there. Whoops. Because I'm still trying to figure out how to use Unreal Engine and I'm a scrub. So we'll take a look at some of the UIs in a moment I have for this. For people who've just joined, the UIs, they're very simplistic. They're just there as a core concept of what information I need in the UI. So we'll probably start with the non-stop debate UI. So pretty much here we have. Alright, yeah, and I forgot something else. There will be panic debates in the game as well, and they'll be using this new panic meter I'm implementing. Pretty much a panic meter you know what, like everything sort of leads into everything else, and I'm getting distracted. We'll focus on non-stop debate for now. So the idea of this is why you would have the person who's speaking at the moment. You have their argument and the weak point in their argument. Right now, these arguments, the first version, everything's going to be. I forgot to turn off. I forgot to switch the scene. Oh no, I did. I didn't. Oh no, because it's on display capture, isn't it? I'm so flustered. Right. So pretty much, the person they get to decide what their argument is in the first version, because I won't have a way of. Because pretty much it has to be an AI that decides it, because it needs to rapidly adjust to the system, learn how they're doing it. So that will come in the second version of the trial system, the trial and evidence system. Yeah, the players would type something in. So hang on, I had the game flow for this. Don't show the voices yet. I don't want to show those. Damn it, brain. Trials. Not stop the vague game flow. Oops, I never renamed that from when I did the little teaser on Twitter. Right, so trial participants will get 1 minute to choose their argument related to evidence. So they will choose their truth bullet pretty much, and then they would. Let me move that to my side, and then we can show this. So you'll get people who participate in the trial, in the debate. They get 1 minute to choose their truth bullet and what their argument is. So they get to explain the truth bullet. So say this guy he saw there was a knife in the kitchen, perhaps, because that's actually an old version before I came up with the alibi debate. So that this specific argument would be part of the alibi debate. I'll show it that in a second. But pretty much, like, say the knife was in the kitchen and then it was gone. He could say he would choose a truth bullet for the knife being missing, or the evidence for the knife being missing, and then the truth bullet, and then he would have to write what the argument is, just so that it's nice, so it's not just evidence there. Gives it more of a Danganronpa feel. Version 2 of the trial will have, like, the AI will try and, like, automatically pick this out and, like, write it up based on it, but that's going to be a while out. It'll be cool when this happens, but it's going to take a while. So pretty much, and then once after 1 minute's timed up, or everybody's readied up, everybody submitted their argument, or if somebody chose to, or if the remaining people chose to abstain from the debate, that's something that'll be allowed. And then pretty much we go through into the regular non-stop debate. You get the little, that'll probably be the little spinning animation, because that's iconic to the non-stop debates. I want to implement that. And then this would go up, and then it would sort of randomly choose from it'll pretty much just randomly choose an order, I think. And then you'll literally be able to choose from your truth bullets, the evidence you collected yourself, and then you'll be able to shoot the weak point in the argument. That's pretty much how it works. It's quite a simple idea. It works in a very similar way. However, the first time, something that is different is that the first time around, I wanted to implement white noise, because I like the idea of white noise. It's something that's it's a small feature, but it just makes sense within the trial, doesn't it? Within a debate, there's going to be people who are, like, saying stuff. So then you'll be able to generate white noise. So the first time around, you can't make any contradictions. But you can choose where you deploy your white noise, which is based on the distraction meter down here. So the distraction meter will decide how much white noise you can sort of deploy into a debate, and then pretty much the first time around you get to choose where to deploy white noise. Then when you get to the second and further times around, you won't be able to deploy any more white noise, but the white noise will always appear every subsequent time round. And sort of going into the just mentioning the panic meter, since that's there. The panic meter is pretty much if my brain starts working, you'll be able to my brain's just died on me, sorry guys, hang on. Pretty much I think Other bits of the game, there will be microphones. Such I want to implement voice over IP. I don't know how easy that is to do. I need to look into it, see how easy it is to implement. But the idea, I do want voice over IP and text chat, because obviously not everyone has a mic. I don't want to limit communication to just people who just have a mic. You know, want to try and be as inclusive as possible. Yeah, but white noise and bullets, etc. be written. So the panic meter. Every time the debate goes through without somebody making a contradiction, I believe my initial idea was to have the panic go up by 10. The panic goes up by 10, and if the panic reaches 100, it will then initiate. It will then initiate the panic debate. We'll go into the panic debate a bit later, but pretty much it uses the same topic from the non-stop debate. It uses the same topic from the non-stop debate, but pretty much everybody has to participate, and like, it's just meant to be a little bit more crazy, and like you can't get out of it until you make a contradiction, and like it will be like 2, 3, 4. I think because right now I want to bring more than 16 people into it. I wanted to be like 3, 4, 5 people talking at once, which I thought would be quite cool. I thought it'd be quite interesting. It'll be quite crazy. Need to see if it's too crazy, but you know, it's only stuff I can experiment with and see how it works. Alright, so then one other thing, I'm in the wrong folder. So we'll next look at the rebuttal showdown UI. Oh, nice fun girl. I haven't really come up with a good idea for the scrum debates yet. I want to see if I can get them into it, but right now it's a no at the moment. I love the scrum. Don't get me wrong, I love the scrum debates myself. I think it's the best minigame within Danganronpa at the moment. Like the scrum debate, like, you know, honestly, like I love it so much. I'm gonna go play the music. We all love the scrum debate. Plus the scrum debate music is quite possibly the best music I've heard. So the rebuttal showdown, right? So pretty much this is initiated by a person who has a problem with what someone's saying. They'll be able to initiate an argument, and pretty much this is a turn-based thing. It's a 1v1. You will end up on these 2 platforms over here. You'll end up on this platform here and here. This red platform won't be here, so you can actually like look at each other. And pretty much you'll pretty much just rebuttal constantly, and you get 3 lives on this before the rebuttal showdown ends. So if you get rebuttal 3 times, then you lose pretty much. It's 30-second turns at the moment. Pretty much the person who initiated the argument starts. Yeah, Kutch, this has literally been... I think I started working on this back in October, the concepts and stuff. It's been hectic. I've been doing about like... I started on like doing about 10 hours a week on it. Then I sort of went down to 5 hours a week because college work caught up with me, so... Because I was working on this during college hours. It's not something I'm proud of, but, you know. So eventually you'll be able to go through all your truth bullets and rebuttal this. Right now, this is going to be quite clunky to start with, because when the AI is in, this will like work like straight off the bat, so once you've rebutted, it will move straight on to the next guy. The first version is going to be the trial leader has to confirm whether that's a rebuttal or not. So it's going to feel a little bit more clunky than I would like, but it's there's not much I can do about it until I get the AI in. CH, I'm 17. So yeah, 30-second turns. You get your names here. They'll be sort of you'd have your cameras on the people here. I don't know about having like the dynamic line like in the games, like games where like it pushes across left and right based on who's winning. Don't know if I'll be able to do. Don't know if I want to do that because I want to keep the UI like sort of secure, if that makes sense. So it's just to keep clarity, pretty much. And now for the panic debate. Right. Pretty much this is very... CH streams, you have no idea how many times I hear that, like, honestly. So this is the panic debate UI at the moment. Obviously there's going to be the one stupid person. You know, you got to have your Yasuhiro of the group, you know. I imagine like every game will have the Yasuhiro of the game right there. He was killed with a book. Yasuhiro right there. So yeah, so pretty much this will be where everybody participates, nobody can abstain. And like you have to put something in, even if it's just to clutter up the screen. Pretty much that's the idea, it's meant to be like all cluttered, you have to read everything at once, and even if it's just garbage what someone put in. But you can't abstain. That's the rule of it, pretty much. And they'll just constantly switch in between all the people. We're going on to character customization next. Like, I've got one more debate type to go through, and then we'll be moving on to that. So, if you just hold your horse, you just hold on for 5 minutes. And then pretty much that's it. It's nothing different to the non-stop debate. It works in the same way to the non-stop debate pretty much, except that it's just meant to be. It's just meant to make it more crazy. It's fine, honestly. I'm here to answer questions. And then we have the alibi debate. This is the one thing I've done that's original, and it looks ugly as hell. Because I didn't have like all of these UIs. They were kind of based off. I inspired them off the original game UIs. This one I had to come up with myself, and it's very blocky. It will change from this. My very poor stick person. How badly can I mess up his arms? Jesus. Anyway, but pretty much the idea is that it'll pretty much debate the ally. This is something. I don't really want to talk about this too much. This will be a thing. I don't know 100% how it's gonna work. I kind of came up with it like on Monday. I thought it up on Monday. Came up with a UI for it. Pretty much the base idea is that you'll be able to like consent to someone's alibi or contradict it. With and that will be based on your alibis that you have, and that will be part. This won't be an initial trial feature in the first alpha version of the game. This will come within Trial V2, I think. Trial V2 or Trial V3. It's I don't know if it's gonna stay. It's one of these things I'm not 100% sure about. It's up in the air at the moment, but I wanted to show it off just so you know that this is how alibis could be handled. This is kind of what could happen with alibis. I may find a way to incorporate it into regular debates, but you know, it's something that's it's something that's still up in the air. Very very temporary at the moment. Right. So now, character customization. Visuals, that is a long way out because I am terrible with modeling and graphics and stuff. Flat out, that's my weakest point within game development. I'm more the programming kind of guy. Love to come up with concepts and stuff. Graphics are completely out of my league. But yep, the idea is that it's going to be a fully 3D world. You'll have a full 3D character model. Yeah, the aim is to be 3D. With everything, it's potential to change, but I would personally love to do 3D. I love the idea of a full interactive 3D world, rather than like 2.5D, which Danganronpa uses. The kind of like 2.5D system that Danganronpa uses. But so visuals, very long way out. You'll probably all just be blobs to start with. I'm sorry, I can't do any better. But the idea is that you will eventually be able to customize it, choose different hairstyles, body types. I just hit my mic, I'm so sorry for your ears. Right, so, character traits. This is, please don't, I gotta search for an artist, I do. I really do. So, please don't hate me for these descriptions. I was really stumped for descriptions on what to do. So pretty much when the game starts, you'll have a sort of randomly you'll be able to randomly set your traits. This one's actually become irrelevant now. This one's just a standard thing. So I'll delete that. You get a random set of traits. I don't know how many traits you're gonna get. I don't really know how many traits you're going to get. Depends on how many I can sort of come up with. So you have your aggressive and pacifist. That pretty much just means After a fight ends, happiness +5, max stamina +30, base happiness -5. Max, hang on. That's going to be wrapped, hang on, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've already had a couple of people like are willing to help. I want to make sure I get the mechanics done first to a point where I'm happy with before I get people on board. Because I don't want to waste people, I don't want to like people wasting time because I can't implement their mechanics because I'm trying to sort the game out itself pretty much. I don't want to have to people create stuff and then I can't implement it because I'm busy working on the mechanics. And then you'll pretty much everybody also gets their like personal possessions. So if you've probably seen them all, and I know Nice Fun Girl is probably screaming at the moment about these. Over like looking at these. This isn't a finished list, by the way. There is going to be more. These are all the ones I could come up with at like probably like 1 o'clock in the morning one night. So you have everybody will have their personal possessions that they'll keep in their rooms, and pretty much there'll be some people who are greedy and they will have to, their idea is that they'll try and steal people's possessions, and if they are, then they'll be happy. If they aren't, if they have less personal possessions than someone else, they'll be -8, and then if it's equal, no change, then there won't be a change in their happiness. Pretty much this is to generate competition between people, like give them reason to hate someone. The people who have their personal possessions taken away, they will be less happy if they're missing their personal possessions as well. I'm trying to create conflict pretty much. I want it to be reasons for people to have conflict rather than just hate, rather than just like trying to all get along, no one dies. Now I'm trying to be the Monokuma here. And pretty much you have standard traits, just standard stats buffing traits. So you have your attack strength +X, defense strength +X. Offensive trait, that's something I would kind of like just thought up would be an interesting one. I'm not sure how people would react to it. So if other people with happiness around you is -5, sanity -5. All this, it's just kind of it's just trying to experiment with things pretty much. I want to see what works, what doesn't work, what creates interesting experiences, what doesn't. And the idea is that you have to adjust to your traits each game. Each game you play, your traits are different and you have to adjust to it. You have to choose your playstyle based on it. But also, I also need to find a good balance for having them be sort of not enough that you literally are locked into a playstyle. I don't want that. I want you to be able to break free from your traits, like play differently to how the traits want you to play. However, I also want it to be enough that they're impactful, so that then it's not that you're locked into it, but it's like they will benefit you. You're not wasting your time just playing into these traits. And we have the talents. These are obviously you get one, and then these are where you get your talent rooms. These are your talent rooms. Pretty much, we have the Supreme Gamer. This will be the gamer of the group. This is going to be your. So pretty much, you'll have like a room that's full of games, and you'll get happy through there. You'll be happier through that. You'll probably have. I may implement a reaction time type thing. I've only just thought that maybe a reaction time. So that way, like you react faster to getting attacked, so you can. So like for instance, stabbing when you're in a stabbing thing, it would be like the killer has less time has less of a head start, so they have to go fast pretty much. You have the leader. Not really sure what this would be. He's just kind of something I thought would be a nice trait to have. You have the chef. Obviously, his talent room would be the kitchen, but other people can go in there. Obviously, it will have like proficiency with knives, so his attack strength with knives would go up. It's pretty much so that you can have other people will it's like pretty much you have different gameplay stats. So like if you're the chef, you'll be stronger with knives. But if you're the leader, then the leader will be a very different gameplay actually, because you'll be able to like set tasks for people to do. That's something I really want to do. You'll be able to set tasks for people to do, and if people follow those, then you'll get like stat bonuses and stuff. And I just hit my mic again. I am the worst. You have the mechanic. He'll have wrench. That'll be like blunt object. That'll be like blunt objects. Probably working this. I don't really think about blunt objects actually. I'll probably you'll probably attack in the same way as the sort of stabbing someone with a knife. Boxer, punching, obviously. That's pretty much his like talent room would be the gym. Mechanic, he'd have a garage or something where he can like build up, he can like craft stuff better, things like that. Sword fighter like Finn. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do for the sword fighter yet. It's something I want to implement, so we have your Pekko of the group. It's something that's on the, all these are on the cards at the moment. I'm not 100% sure what they are 100% going to do, what their role will be, how their gameplay is going to look like, because obviously this is something that I don't want this to be like you get stats and you have to play to those. Like I said, I don't want you to play to your traits that you get randomly rolled. I want you to be able to play this yourself, be your own character. But I also don't want it just so that people can just pick like the best traits that end up, because there's always going to be like a trait meta, the traits that are better than others, for instance. I don't want to be that. That's why I want the randomized system. So then you also experience things differently each game. You have to deal with different traits. Then you have like the police officer. No idea what that's gonna be. You may get like a special weapon or something from your talent room. Health freak. I don't know what. I don't actually know what to do with that one. I was kind of thinking Sakura with that, like Ogami. But I'm not sure. All these talents I haven't really thought too much of because they're a bit further out, you know. Doctor, self-explanatory. Investigator, Kyoko, hello, it's you again. Or Saihara. I have the weightlifter, programmer, and stuntman. There's going to be many more talents than that because obviously if I want to if I want to have an aim of like 20 people per game, then I need 20 talents, obviously. That's all stuff that this is still very in the works. Character design is still something that it's going to be changed around a lot. It's going to go through a lot of balance passes. It's something that needs to change pretty much. Also, one thing, don't know if people would have noticed, but besides execution style, yes, I want executions to be in the game. Executions will be in the game. If I would hate myself if I could not get executions in the game. No idea how they're gonna happen yet, but you know, they will be a thing. They probably won't be for like the alpha versions, maybe not the beta versions, because it's obviously I want to get them to a high quality. Talent spreadsheet. I don't think I should ever end up doing that. I'm a good game dev. Talent details. Did I ever write anything in this? Stats. Good job, me. And let me just check my script for what else I'm meant to write and then talk about. After this, music. Music's the next thing. I know we had someone talk about music. CH seemed to ask about music. Music, like I said, I'm not 100% sure what's going on. I would like to do mix the Danganronpa music like they do for the non-stop debates. With each game, they do a special mix. They do a different mix of the discussion heat up. I'm hoping I can do something like that. And also, something I forgot to say as well. I'm still on the fence about incorporating stuff from the original games. I'm not really sure how Spike Chunsoft draws the lines, because I know some games are strict when it comes to fan-made games, and some companies are like really like sort of freeform. I've tried messaging them, but I haven't had any responses back, so I think I'll try and see if I can implement it. But if I get asked to stop, then obviously I'm going to get asked to stop and I have to stop, otherwise the whole game gets shut down. So music, I wanted to just like mix the original music. I think it seems like something that'd be cool. It also keeps with like Danganronpa's themes with the music. They just mix their own music constantly. Each new game is a different. It's just each for instance, the discussion heat up. Hang on, where is it? There. Like this. That's a bit louder than I thought. This is yeah. Then I think I should be alright. One thing I do want to do. Okay, right. That's really good then. Phew, because I spent ages trying to contact them and I haven't had any responses back, and I was really unsure about it. Thanks for updating me on that, guys. Really appreciate it. So yeah, one thing I will do, second map, because I want it to be a lot of different maps. Like right now we have the mansion. One thing I want to do, I want to remake. Yeah, one thing I do want to do then, as fan-made content. This is something I was trying to keep a secret until I had a definite answer. But you guys sound like they're pretty cool. You guys have said they're pretty cool with it. They're fine. One thing I do want to do, I do want to make like a Hope's Peak map. So you know from Danganronpa 1 we have Hope's Peak. I want to make a proper like 3D map for it, and like base the game, have like an entire like killing game based around Hope's Peak in the actual game. Long way out, obviously. I need to get one map done first. So, but Hope's Peak, I will try and see if I can get that done then. Hope's Peak Academy, that's something I really want to do. Anyway, getting sidetracked again. This stream has literally been nothing but me getting sidetracked constantly. So yeah, music. I'll try and mix. I'll probably mix Danganronpa's music then, and I'll do a special mix of Danganronpa music so that they have their third mix of like the discussion heat up, which is mixed from the Danganronpa 2 mix, which was mixed off, and the Danganronpa 2 mix was mixed off the Danganronpa 1 mix. Danganronpa 1 version. So I'll try and do that. I'll see it's likely to change. Now this future plans for the game, I have been thinking about it. Like I've been thinking about where the game's gonna go once the base game's done. So pretty much this after the main multiplayer mode, the mutual killing game mode is done. So here we have. This was someone that someone asked me about on Twitter, and I said it was something I was going to discuss on stream. I have the mastermind mode. I'll probably make it like the R1's version, because then I can actually like go in around the map, get all the details in correctly. The R3 is kind of it's a bit off. It's a bit odd all over the place, you know. You don't get a good idea for how the map looks and feels and stuff. Like you don't get 100% detail with the Danganronpa 1. If I can use if I get the modified version, like the killing game version of the map, I can walk around in game, just take a look around the school, get all the details I need, get the map layout done correctly. It's just things like that. It will be quite good. It's just something I think will be easier for me personally. I don't want to do the first map in case I get a cease and desist for it. I want to have one map done and ready, rather than focus on a map that I could get denied, that I could get in trouble for using. So I want to get the mansion map done. I've got a lot of ideas for it. It's just getting those ideas into the engine, texturing them, all that stuff. So yeah, future plans. So we have mastermind mode. This is one mode I really want to do, where you have someone as a mastermind. They get to select and deactivate rules, create rules, stuff like that, and they can offer rewards for players for getting a successful kill. For what you want to make it so you can have a sandbox where you can make your own killing game. That's a long way out. I'm still trying to think of how I'd 100% incorporate that. It's quite far out. It's something that's going to take a bit. Future of the multiplayer mutual killing game mode. I would like to add a dynamic story to this mode. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I'll just do it as a separate co-op mode though. I did come up with ideas for a co-op mode. But the idea is like you'll have different masterminds. So you have people who are like complete killing focused, who want to like just make sure people die, and they will like incorporate hard and fast motives. So yeah, it'll be like AI mastermind, sorry. So yeah, there'll be different masterminds with different personalities. There'll have one who wants to draw the game out, like less motives, more focus on building relationships and then crushing them, so quite despair focus. And then you'll have the more killing focus who just want people to die. And then co-op mode, pretty much I love the Danganronpa games so much I want to make my own. But like I wanted to do this first, and then this gives me a good engine to base it off of. And then we can play like Danganronpa with your friends. then it would have its own story, be a sort of campaign type thing. It will work in essentially the same way, except with set stories. I could do a dynamic story. That would be a lot further out. That would be in the future of the co-op mode, which is the future of the game itself. So like there'll be like different things where like one thing I was thinking, like maybe the AI could try and kill like you, like one of the players. So say you're playing with like 5 friends, you have 15 AI. The 15 AI, one of the AI will try and kill one of your friends, pretty much. That's the kind of thing I would like to do. Obviously, this is way off in the future. I need to get the base game done first. All this needs to be finished first. Yeah, that's it. That's all the stuff I have to go over today. Do you have any questions any questions from people in chat? Any questions at all? Feel free to ask. If you want me to talk about anything else in focus more, feel free. I'll try and explain more in detail if I can. Any questions at all in chat, feel free to ask. I thought that I also didn't know how I thought I kind of got halfway through like 20 minutes. I was like, oh god, this isn't gonna last an hour like I hoped it would. If any questions in chat at all, please feel free to ask. No, don't be scared. I don't bite that much. I mean, if you have any further questions you want to ask, I have my main game Twitter. Thanks, Kaji. Honestly, it means a lot hearing people that are so excited about this. It's really helped my motivation when like concepts have become really boring. Like it's made it so much easier to work on stuff with like all the people who've been like really excited. Hang on, let me see if I can get the first thread up. Like, the first thread I did on this, I was really worried about doing it. I was thinking, oh god, people probably aren't gonna be that bothered by it. I was just like a bit like, I mean, hang on, if I get... But like, honestly, like, 41 upvotes, I don't do reviews Reddit that much, so like, 41 upvotes meant a lot to me. 44 comments. A little bit of roasting on my original name choice for the mansion. Implying Rainbow Road is an already fair road. Stuff like this, like, it makes it all worthwhile, like. And like, honestly, all of this, all the interest in it, all the questions, like, made it really good. It made it really happy. Honestly, like, you have no idea how relieved I was to hear, like, have all the good responses to it. It made it all, I don't know, it's just something that, like, it made me really happy that it was well received to start with. Just stuff like that. Nice fun gal right there. Yeah, that'll be really cool. Clutch, if at some point you can if you could just at some point, like, not anytime soon, because obviously it's going to be a while out. I was considering trying to get in contact with the DanganronpaMP role-playing group, because I feel like this would be something they would love to have. This is something they would love to have. it's just something that they would love to have to use. I was thinking of getting them on because like then I have like a good group for beta testing and stuff like that. It's just things like, honestly, like, I'm just so happy that it's working out, and yeah, that's it for the dev stream before because right now it's just kind of just me sort of thanking all of you for support. Thanks for showing up to the first dev stream. The first dev stream went better than I thought. First dev stream went a lot better than I thought. I honestly wasn't expecting like this much support, people to be like really impressed by the concept so far. So it's so fun. What you're telling me is that I don't need to pay for advertising. You're gonna do it. I'm saying streams. This is the end of the stream anyway. So anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. It's honestly it's been amazing trying to show you guys how the game is going to work. And yeah, it's really no. What was that? I guess, and that's the drive, the new the drive-in minigame thing soundtrack. Whoops. It's my pleasure to see it streams. Have a good day, and the rest of you have a good day. It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for all the support. It really means a lot, and I'll see you all when I have more done on this. Thank you and goodbye.